From 13 years old until 30 years old, I was a competitive bodybuilder. I worked out at least 4 days a week, multiple times a day. For much of that time, I practiced every diet and every workout program that was available, and that's been available over the last 30 years. So I've had all the trial and error time. I studied kinesiology at university and psychology. So I already knew what I loved from when I was 13 years old, and I knew what I wanted to do was be involved in fitness and wellness my whole life. What I learned from bodybuilding was discipline, nutrition, consistency, focus, goal setting, motivation, how to build muscle, how to build strength, how to get lean, how to lose body fat, how to put my exercise and my nutrition first in my life, how to put bodybuilding as my priority, how to put myself and my health as a priority. But I also learned some bad things. I got into some bad habits, addictions, anabolic steroids, stimulants, a sexual addiction, selfishness, bigorexia. See, I thought I was going to be a professional bodybuilder. I started working out at 13, and by 19, I was already Mr. Junior Ontario. By the time I was 23, I was in the Mr. Universe competition. By the time I was 25, I was Mr. North America. I thought that my life was going to be about professional bodybuilding. And that's how I justified the anabolic drugs. But truthfully, it was a love and an addiction to those substances and the way that they made me feel superhuman. When I was 19 and just starting at university, just before my 19th birthday, my mother died of cancer at the age of 42. I was young and immature and angry that my mother did this to me. I blamed her in my youth for leaving me. I was angry. I was acting out. I was bodybuilding. I built up all this muscle around me as a protection from a childhood fight, and then a loss of my mother, and then because of poor behavior, my father made me move out. So at 19, I found myself on my own guide, and I found myself getting into trouble. Addictions led my life. For 10 years, I lived in that world of bodybuilding, international level bodybuilding, anabolic steroids, lots of girls, just making money. All that mattered was just the material things, my muscles, my girls, my money. very selfish. Vigorexia drove me. I needed to be more, bigger, bigger, bigger. So much confusion in my life. Cloudy times, dark times. At this time of my life, I thought I needed things from the outside to be happy, material things. What a selfish time. At 27, 10 years after my heavy-duty bodybuilding began, I had a spiritual awakening. I read a very influential book. It was called The Seat of the Soul. I was in a really dark time and space in my life, and the timing was ridiculously perfect. It motivated me. It brought me back to spirit, to my true self and my true nature. It helped me to realize what I was missing in my life. It helped me to see that my life was all material. Drugs, sex, money, material. And I was unhappy. That's when I began to turn things around. I started a meditation practice at 27, 20 years ago now. I started reading success, motivation. I got back into the church and Christianity deeply. I was born again. And as I grew as a Christian, I had some conflicts and realized that my spirit was more than just one religion, that my spirit had to encompass everyone and everything. And I moved from being a devout, born-again Christian into a more deeply spiritual man. Now I refer to my spirit more so as my energy, my power, the power within. And I believe that power is available to all of us. No matter what has happened, no matter what our past has been, I believe we all have access to that power that is within us, and we can all access and utilize that power in our lives. I believe that power is directed by our mind, by our choices, by our words, by our decisions, by our commitments, by our goals. I believe if we choose, we can make a change to anything that we want to in our lives. We just have to ask ourselves one question. Are we ready to make a change?